So hi guys, here is Jacques for INKISH TV again, reporting from the Marcandi event on low migration. And of course, if we're talking about low migration, everybody knows you have to be able to measure it. And you know, measuring is knowing, and for that they have called upon help from Hamilton, and it's a lab. But here my guest will explain a little bit more. Hi, how are you today?
I'm okay. How are you today?
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, it's a great event. It's a lot of buzz. And yeah, you guys just finished your presentation. So can you tell us in a nutshell, what was it about and what do you bring to the industry, helping out Marcandi and other clients with your lab activities?
Oh, it's a great pleasure actually to share about it. JS Hamilton is it's a laboratory based in Poland, and we have a great experience in testing the packaging, especially for food contact materials, but not just. And we have the accredited methods, which means that gives us the options to test the very small molecules and also the larger one. And the important thing to understand is that whatever you do, when it's wherever you are at the beginning of the processing the packaging materials, you need to be aware of the possible contamination or some hazards that are involved in each step. So we are here to support the customers who are willing to find out whether the product is safe, and if it's safe, to prove that it's safe. And that's where our analysis are addressed.
Yes, that's where the data comes in, right? So basically, Marcandi, it's heavy gear, it's machinery, but it's also knowledge that they want to share with their customers, I guess. So in the equation, machinery, but there is inks, there is curing, drying, and there is of course the materials. So what are the typical problems that you see in the industry that you have to address?
It's a very good question, because it's all about the education. We are not alone in this environment. There is a number of different companies, and we need to understand the principles, and we need to understand each other. And the way Marcandi arranged this is actually to bring together the machinery producer, also with the ink provider, and us as a laboratory who can be at the end the independent body who can test it, whether all the previous actions in the process are safe. So it's a good opportunity to mention about how important the testing is, and emphasize the fact that sometimes people just simply don't have this knowledge, and we can support and guide them what kind of analysis are required.
Yes, so and maybe also just for our viewers to get a little bit more notion about this, let's say the types of migration that can happen. The legislation really got really severe, European legislation and other legislations on food contact. So the different types of migration, so you're able to measure, let's say, the different impacts of those elements depending on, as you said, on the choice of inks, the choice of how much or how little you cure, and you bring this all into data to be analyzed and to prove that, let's say, the combination is food safe. That's basically let's say, the data that you provide to the industry, right?
Well, it's more like you have to be smart when you actually arrange the sample for testing, to have to do a bit of work before, upfront, to make sure that you are sending the most representative sample that will be representative for the whole batch. You have a digiting system to allow you to repeat it and have repeatability and reproducibility of your batch. And then when we provide the testing, you have the information exactly what is there. The overall migration is just the beginning, because it will tell you how much there's a migration, but it wouldn't tell you in details, where in fact the specific migration is this one, where it's all about what is actually there. And we would like to educate and bring the information about what is necessary to the companies in this loop, to guide them, because sometimes it's very important to find out that what is the testing plan. They might not know about it, and we can guide them.
Yes. I was curious also, who basically are your clients? Is it like the the manufacturers of inks and substrates, or is it also end users like printers?
I think it's all of them you mentioned. Some companies have a dedicated quality department and the regulatory department, and they know exactly what kind of testing are required because they are aware of the potential hazards.
Yeah,
and
then
they
we're
want to
talking about
comply.
the big groups, the big boys.
It could be a brand owner, it could be the retailer, it could be the manufacturer of the packaging, it could be also the converters, the one who they need to issue the declaration of the compliance. So for that, you need to be sure that the certain substances they just comply within the limit.
And that they are up to standards to the regulations. Yes. Well, perfect. Well, thank you for this little chat, and it's good to see that there are also very clever people here in the room that can provide us with important information about all these testings on migration and other things. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.